Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon, here on Stoneblock 2. So last episode we went and got this whole area here built up, where we have this small little garden with a fountain, a bunch of stuff from Britannia, and started moving our mystical agriculture plants into garden cloaks along the side here, which is going quite well. We've got quite a bit of our essences of plants that we have in, but we still have quite a few of them left to add in. We only really have the one side in so far, and there's still about another 2 sides worth of garden cloaks to fill with seeds. However, today what we're going to do is we are going to be working on this third tab here, which is resource chickens. So it looks like there's a bunch of different types of chickens, several of these that we have to craft, it looks like. We are going to be putting these over here in this empty cave that Sony's decorating. But before we get into that, our infinity cow here has finally filled up its tank. So we can actually go and start moving that into there so we can start turning that into blocks and such. So now that that is all in, we can start casting that to ingots and blocks. Whoa, that is interesting. Very rainbowy. And that will just go and it'll flow into our storage system over there. So I'm just going to let that solidify. And let's head over here and see what we need for the chickens. Alright, so a quick look through here, and it looks like we need this chicken catcher first, which will turn a chicken from a mob to an item. My guess is just like the cows. That's just a feather, a stick, and an egg. We got plenty of eggs. We got plenty of chickens too. Now the only thing I'm not sure of is the feather, and I think we have one from when we killed that rooster earlier. Alright, so there we go. We have a chicken catcher. So let's see, let's catch chicken. Oh, it's just a chicken. Interesting. I was half expecting something special. So I also have this bone white chicken egg, which it says that if we throw it, we have a chance to spawn the chicken. But looking at these things, if we get this egg nest, it will auto-hatch the chicken for us, and we will have a guaranteed chance of getting it. So let's see, let's take some of our wheat here, press that down, and let's turn those into a nest. And I really should put a gate or something across here. Let's see, let's just stick that there for now. Leave. There we go. Now we just wait for that. But it looks like we need to get a whole bunch of these different chickens here, which is mostly colored ones, looks like, with flint and log being the other ones. And then if we want to get the drops, we need a roost, and to breed them we need the chicken breeder. Let's take a quick look. Chicken breeders, just planks, some hay bales, and some seeds. It's easy enough. And that's just the same thing without the seeds. Alright, let's go and make a few roosts and hen houses here. Let's do 2 breeders and 2 roosts to start out with, since we still don't have a single chicken. And I guess we'll put the roosts on this side. We'll go a block out. That way we can stick some pipes behind here to drain everything. That way we can get it filtered into our storage system more easily. And then we'll put the breeders over on the other side to somewhat balance out the room. So that's almost a quarter of the way done. So while we wait for that to hatch up, I think I'm going to go look at what we need for all of these. I'm guessing they're just eggs with the resource around them. Yep. Okay. And the colored chickens are the same thing, except with the dyes. Yeah, that's going to be real easy. So let's see. Let's use our mystical agriculture flowers, because those are going to be super easy to get the dyes of. Let's say we need red, blue. We already have white, yellow, brown, and green. So let's see, that's all the green. We need some more red, blue, and brown. Fortunately, with all the mystical flower essence we have, that's going to be really easy to get, provided I can remember what the patterns are for them. Alright, so I've gone and gotten all of our chickens, and that is almost done hatching. So it looks like these colored chicken eggs, I only have a chance, but I'm guessing that these, yes, they are guaranteed. Anyway, let's pick up some chickens. Oh, okay, apparently I cannot pick up the babies. So let's get the 2 adult chickens that we have captured into the roosts. So I don't know what those numbers mean, but I'm sure they're probably important. So I'm going to go hatch the rest of these eggs and probably figure out what those mean, and then I will be right back. Alright, so I've hatched all of the colored chickens here, and I found out what those numbers were on our chickens. So they correspond to various stats, which affect how fast they breed, how fast they produce resources, and how much resources they produce. So I've gone and maxed out the chickens that we have already, at least the resource ones, not the die ones. So to find out which chickens we need to breed next, let's take a look at our breeding page here, and we need log and lapis, the first one. Red and sand, flint and bone, and quartz and yellow. So let's go get those bred up into the chicken breeders. And now we just have to wait. These will each use up 2 seeds, and that will go through, and we will see what we get from each of these. My guess is there is a % chance of getting the new chicken breed, just like when we bred the cows. So I guess I'm gonna go get a few more things smelted and decorated up here, and then I'll be back once those are done breeding. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got a snowball chicken. This one's just about done. Got another red chicken and another bone chicken. Guess we can breed those to be more efficient then, I guess. And we got another nether quartz chicken. So I guess we'll put the nether quartz chicken into the roost with the other ones, which will allow us to get more nether quartz per breeding. Now we'll put the snowball chicken in there, and then once we get another one from there, we'll breed that to that, and we'll get a chicken that's at 10 on all of its stats, which should be good. However, that's likely to take a little bit, so back to decorating. Alright, so I finished breeding up those chickens to the max stats, as well as a couple other ones that I wanted, and hatching all of the colored chickens. I also, if you can't tell, have done a little bit of decorating in here. I decided I wanted to go for kind of a purple theme for the floor to counter the teal that I went with for the fluid cows. But now, let's take a look at our chickens page. Looks like next we have sand and snowball, quartz and redstone, and iron and yellow. So let's get those chickens set up. And while we wait for those to breed, let's try and figure out the storage drainage system for this, because several of our roosts are already full with resources. I still have to figure out how I'm going to do the storage system for all of these. It's going to be a lot of piping. But the biggest problem I think we're going to run into is the fact that not all of these resources get filtered into the metal storage. So the iron here will go into the metal storage, but a lot of these go into just the general storage, which doesn't currently have a drawer controller attached to it. These aren't taking horribly long to breed because I maxed out the stats on most of these chickens. That one will though, because I haven't bred the brown chicken yet. But what I might do is I might just put all of the chickens that are going to need to go into that system into one area, which would mean moving the coal, iron, and redstone chickens. And then I'll put the rest of them that need to go to the other side of the storage system, and I'll just move those pipes through there. Though if the fluid cow section here has taught me anything, it's that the pipes don't always work properly in keeping stuff separate. I did not purposely dump purple slime into there. Some just showed up and I'm trying to use it up to get rid of it. I'm not quite sure. I might try and figure out something. I know I have this one item that should collect from a 9x9 area, this roost collector. So in theory, if I do all of the chickens that I need to put into the one system in these 9 spots, I should be able to just take the pipe out of this thing. So I suppose it's worth a try. Now I did leave the pipe that was going to the connection over here in, so everything should just flow right into there. You know what, let's go and set that up. Not mistaken, should be able to just dig behind here and then go to the center of the 9x9 and just dig back a couple blocks. That way we can still walk through here just fine. Means we need to dig down, and I can stick the item pipe along here, I believe. Should put it at the right level for where we have it already. So I'm going to go get that in place, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so it turns out we had just enough piping to reach here, which is just far enough for what we need. That should reach all of these chickens here. So let's move the chickens that we don't need going to our one storage out of that area. So everything before the iron chicken there. And the basic qualification for how we're going to decide what goes on which side is going to be whether or not we can compact the resource it produces in the compacting drawers. I will have to basically move these resources into where they're supposed to go manually, which isn't horrible. I'm going to go get all of these guys moved over, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so everything has been reorganized, so now is the moment of truth. So let's put that there. Alright, it's getting all of those, and now all we need to do is just shift the pipe to be able to pull stuff out of there. And that should work to drain everything. We're going to have to give it some time to catch up with everything that the chickens have produced. But I think we have enough chickens in here that it might have more production than that can actually suck out. So I don't know if that is going to be a good long-term solution. If anything, we've moved them all into one section so we can more easily fit some pipes to just suck everything out directly and disconnect the pipes that don't need to be connected so that we can shift them into the different storage systems. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, I'm going to go get these chickens perfected and probably breed up a few more that aren't directly on our list. Oh hey, gold chicken. And then I will be right back. Alright, so a little bit more chicken breeding later, and I did manage to get the slime chicken that we need to get eventually the awakened draconium chicken at the bottom of our quest book page. And while I was working on that, I also got the copper, redstonia crystal, tin, rubber, aluminum, lava, palace crystal, graphite, and string chicken, which let's put that in there. I also got silver and lead as well, and nickel, and got all of those bred up. But now it's time to grab the next two chickens that we need. So we need red chicken to go with the slime chicken here, which is not optimized yet, but it'll work. And maybe we will get one of the chickens that we need in the time it takes for it to max all of its stats. Then we have gold. That is freaky because it looks like it only has one eye. Anyway, and glass. Get those two in there so we can get that new chicken. And speaking of new chickens, I forgot that I also have the energetic alloy chicken, silicon, amber, and sulfur chickens. So let's get those in here and have them start breeding to maximize them. This has been a lot of going through and checking each of these when they say that they are done with each breeding combination, swapping out for better statted chickens, and then going and dumping the rest of them in here. Because apparently, we can just cook these straight into cooked chicken, which is quite useful. Gives us a use for the extra chickens. Let's see. Hey, we got the diamond chicken first try. So that's one of the ones that we need here. So we got 6 more chickens. Or 5. So we need another wart and diamond to get the ender pearl. And then we will just need to get the other chicken line bred through to get the awakened draconium chicken. But while we wait upon these guys to breed, I think it's about time we get the walls here in. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I know we're going to need some more space for chicken coops. I think there's 13 that we can't fit on this wall here out of all the chickens. So we need something that's going to look good with the chicken coops and make it look like they are part of the design, while also fitting with this floor here so it doesn't clash with the walls. I'm tempted just to do something like what we did for the central farming room, just because that's kind of a nice neutral base color. But we also have to figure out something to do for the tunnel to get in here, which I think is probably just going to be stone. I don't know, I'll have to play around with some stuff. So I'm going to go mess about with possible wall designs and continue breeding up these chickens. And then I'll be right back. Alright, so I've done a little bit of work in here on the walls, and I kind of like it. I want to work with the night slime and the gold a bit, maybe mess about with those. But I also added this gold into the floor here, It's a little bit of pattern, and I decided to put in the other 2 walls. Now I did shrink the size of our chickens on this side so I could put in the border, but they all got moved to this side. And doing a little bit of research into the chickens, there appears to be 3 that I can't seem to craft. So those 3 roosting boxes in the center there might get moved. We will have to see. However, I did get a lot of chickens bred up. And I do mean a lot. I basically took all of the chickens that we have and made just about all of the combinations that we could. So now if we look in our book, we're really close to the end here. Just need netherwort and diamond for ender pearl, and iron and blood to make pig iron. Let's get those going. We need to snag this chicken, this one over here, which, to be perfectly honest, I think the fact that a chicken that lays blood is just kind of weird. But then again, we also have chickens here that are laying glass, dirt, and metals. Suppose that's just par for the course. So let's get those chickens into one of the few empty breeding spots that we have. There appears to be one on the 5th row here, and it looks like most of the 6th row is empty as well. Now there appears to be one more chicken that we can't get, we have to craft, and that's the soul sand chicken, which that one's going to be fun, given that we currently have no soul sand whatsoever. But we know how to get soul sand, it's not that hard. And now it's going to be even easier, which will be very, very nice. Alright, so we have the soul sand chicken egg, so let's place that down, and we'll just pick that up. So what do we use you for breeding? Ah, you breed with gold. So let's grab one of them and get that set up, and we'll just get that perfected as it breeds and we get additional ones, which will save us from having to go craft more soul sand. Alright, so I went and set up all the chickens that we had sitting in these breeders from when we bred them up, and I've been waiting to be bred to get max statted chickens. I do not envy my future self trying to keep track of those once they're all almost fully perfected. But while we wait for these in their slow state, let's look at a couple things that we have. Got some stuff for some upgrades from Cyclic that I remember playing with. These don't look too difficult. Got most of these ingredients except the poisonous potatoes. Same for this, I've got plenty of extra ender chests. And rabbit stew. I haven't seen a single rabbit. This might be a problem, mostly because I haven't seen a single rabbit on here. So we are going to have to figure out how to get some rabbit meat. Looks like ground trap here with bait will get rabbit, because the other way is rabbit essence, and I don't have the stuff for rabbit seeds, because that requires rabbit hide and raw rabbit. So let's take a look at what we need for this ground trap. Sticks, string, chest, and a trapdoor. And I want to say I have rabbit bait downstairs. So I'm going to go get that crafted up, and then I'll be right back. Oh, well, I guess our next step is to go put this down, I guess in the garden, I want to say. It's the biggest open space we have. So, that there. Stick some rabbit. Can we not? So apparently that does not go in there. Guess we stick it in the ground. Unable to lure animals. No water in this area. So let's try and put it closer to the fountain. There's more blocks from the animal's home biome here. Huh. I have no clue how that's supposed to work. Looks like for rabbits though we need fruit bait, which is some sort of fruit, and string. I wonder if apples will work. At least they better, because I don't have any other fruit other than these mineral berries, and I don't think those count. Alright, moment of truth. Apple, fruit bait. Good. Quest complete. Snare. Oh! Parents a thing to bait a chicken. I did not know that was one of the challenges. I was too focused on the chicken breeding. Oh well, let's go get this bait placed into the ground trap. So I guess that means we stick that in there then, and we wait. So I think I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit and see if it attracts any rabbits or something. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to get some inventory crafting tables and an upgrade. They don't look too difficult. We have most of the materials. think the hardest thing will be the raw salmon. And I'm going to continue breeding these chickens. I'll be back once they are done and ready. Alright, so another round of chickens bred up, and it does help to actually have the right chickens in the breeder to get the chicken that you want. Turns out that the chicken to get the Ender Pearl chicken was a diamond chicken, not a gold chicken. So we spent about 2 stacks of seeds trying to get the Ender Pearl chicken when it couldn't be bred. Oops. Anyway, we did get a whole bunch of chickens here, and our first set of coops is almost full, or roosts is what these are. Still have a bit of a problem of items going through the collector, just a small one. I may have to add more of these and see if that works. But we did get the teleporter working, so now we can teleport into our storage closet here, or down to our contraption room, which is quite useful. The other thing I've been doing is trying to get some mob chunks here to get more seeds from mystical agriculture so that we don't have to go kill more mobs. And it is kind of slow going. Got a solium dagger, which is how we need to make these. And I've just been spending time up in the mining dimension. But fortunately, or unfortunately in this case, because I'm actually trying to find mobs, I've lit up just about the entire cave system I've been exploring, and yeah, it's a little difficult to find mobs down here. Apparently missing emerald ore. Oh well, it's not like we really need ores right now. Between the fluid cows, the mystical agriculture plants that we have auto-growing, and the chickens that we're breeding, but I think there should still be some areas that are unlit, so I'm going to try and hunt some of those down, see if we can't get some nice little mobs farming. See if we can't get some nice little mob farming going. I did grab a bucket of witch water so we can convert skeletons into wither skeletons and maybe get some direct chunks from that, because otherwise we need to get wither skeleton skulls, and I don't fancy having to get those. So while we wait the hours and hours it's going to take for that Ender Pearl chicken to breed, I'm gonna go take care of that. Alright, so I changed my mind about going to the mine dimension and trying to hunt these down. Figured it would be much more efficient to simply build a small little mob farm. Now I have no clue if this is going to work. I have never built a mob farm on Java before. I know nothing of how they work, but all I can do is build a platform for mobs to spawn on and hope for the best. So get all this water in. Should push them all down into the collection area that I forgot to block off. Either I messed up on counting something, or water flows farther on here. Alright, so let's go grab another trapdoor, so we don't have to worry about the water flowing all the way into the kill chamber, just up to it. And that way the mobs will drop inside. Alright, there we go. That is all blocked off. So now, once we seal this off, mobs should start spawning on those platforms. And then they'll come down here and we can smack them with our dagger, if I've built this correctly. Then that slab should hopefully keep them from getting down here. What is our feral flare lanterns messing up with the lighting? Oh, this might be a problem. So I'm gonna wait for some mob spawnage, and hopefully we get something in there. But while we wait for that to spawn, I think I'm gonna go work on one of the other projects that we have going. That way, maybe standing away from it encourages mobs to spawn. Probably the best thing that we could do. Let's see. Still nothing out of that ground trap. Weird. Oh well. Guess it's back to waiting and breeding chickens. Alright, so I've gotten just about every chicken here, except for one last one, and that is the Awakened Draconium chicken. So we need a Draconium chicken and an Ender Pearl chicken. So let's get those two started, because the breeding times on these chickens has gotten quite long. Now we can stick this guy up there, which leaves one more space left in our chicken array. So while those breed up, and that's probably going to take quite a bit, I've discovered that there are 5 chickens that we just cannot breed. And when I built all this, I had taken those into account. So we need to go and change this wall here a bit. So let's knock out the design we have in the center here, not including the obsidian that we have around the outside. And then let's take out these roofs right here in the center. Keep this whole pattern here balanced. And then once those are out, we're going to remove the center bits of obsidian. And what I think I want to do is I'm going to move the center block of obsidian here down a block. So we have kind of this diamondy spherical shape. And then what we're going to do is we will knock out this by a block like we've done on all the other walls. And stick in the void stone with the glass over it. And there we go. Now that matches the rest of the walls. So let's do a quick check on our chicken. And that is almost done breeding. So while we wait for that, let's take a quick look at the other stuff that we have done while we were waiting for chickens to breed. I've also figured out how the ground trap works and built a little bit of decoration around it. What we needed for it to work is we needed another row of grass on one side. And we've gotten a decent amount of stuff. Let's grab all that. So now hopefully we should be pretty close to being able to make some rabbit seeds. And then we can get all of the rabbit drops easier. We've got a bit of rabbit meat here. So I think we're going to grab some of that out and make up some rabbit stew. That way we can actually get the heart containers that we plan to get. Alright, all items have been attained. So let's go and craft the heart container here real quick. Or 4 of them. I think we can use more than one. Oh, didn't mean to toss that. Anyway, let's check on this. Oh hey, we got the awakened draconium chicken, finally. Excellent, now we just need one more to be able to perfect this, the 10-10-10, like the rest of the chickens. Let's stick that in there for now. So, what else do we have for that page? Because evidently that was not everything. Otherwise we would have gotten the sound. Vegan, grow a chicken. Oh, chicken seeds. Chicken chunk, prudential medicines, and tier 2. Okay. Let's eat that on our way. That's not too difficult. I went and snagged some chicken chunks while I was playing with the mob chunks earlier. So let's grab those. And, what the heck. Let's grab all of those while we're crafting mob chunks. So 1, 2, 4, 5. Alright, let's organize these. So we need a tier 1, a tier 2, 2 tier 3s, a tier 4, and a tier 5. Alright, I've gotten all the other ones here crafted. So let's get the chicken seeds. Should just need to get the seed. And there we go. That is yet another chapter completely done. And hey, we got a water candle. Should actually probably put that at the mob farm. Anyway, not as important. We have a bunch more seeds. So we have wither skelly, creeper, spider, experience, zombie, and chicken seeds. So there's more of these mob seeds that I could get. Like I've got a ghast and a slime chunk down there. I just haven't gathered the materials, and I believe we have to smelt some materials in order to get the base mob chunks. So we'll let those grow. I haven't put in the piping back there. I'll take care of it later. Anyway, let's go quick check on that chicken here before we end. Nope, we didn't get another awakened draconium chicken in that time. Oh, we will have to wait for that for a little bit longer. Anyway, I think that is going to be about where we're going to leave off with these chickens. I still need to sort out the storage problem. Or at least transporting them to the storage problem. Which is probably going to take me hooking up a pipe to each and every one of these chicken roosts, which is going to be a lot of pipes. I believe there's 120 chickens in here. Lots and lots of chickens. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.